We're now joined by Dr. Travis Gratton with University Veterinary Care Center. Good morning, Dr. Gratton.
Good morning.
Now, last week, Dr. Guernsey and I talked about senior pets and kind of the joy they can bring to your life. So today, let's continue that discussion, but talk a little bit more about some of the health concerns that may arise with senior pets. So what are some of the most common problems that you see when it comes to older pets?
Yeah, certainly, as they get older, like us, they tend to slow down a little bit, and so mobility issues and that become a much more common occurrence. Certainly arthritis and back pain, neck pain, we just don't want to get around as much. We don't want to get up and down off furniture. Stairs become more difficult. The walks become shorter and shorter. Older cats often become much more matted because they just can't contort themselves around to groom themselves the way they used to. And there's certainly a lot of options for taking care of these pets and helping them with their mobility, because mobility, is not just good exercise for the body, it's also good exercise for the brain, which is very important for our senior pets as well.
I was going to say, just like with humans, it's so important to stay active. Yeah. And so finding ways to help our pets do that comfortably, I'm sure is very important.
Yeah, and medication, certainly the arthritis drugs, and then some of the other modalities that we've talked about in the past with, chiropractic and acupuncture, joint supplements. There's a lot of options there, all the way up to stem cell therapy and that. So there's lots and lots of options for helping these guys live a little more fuller, active life going forward and enjoying their senior years a little more comfortably.
Well, let's talk about some of the illnesses that are more common with senior pets.
Yeah, certainly as we get into the older animals, we kind of get into the categories of chronic diseases, kidney failure, liver problems, cancer, those types of things. A lot of times they have very subtle progression. Some of them don't, but some of them certainly do. And so a lot of times they get pushed off as they're just getting older, where sometimes there are things that could actually be done if they were identified and addressed early. So if we're starting to see noticeable changes in pets, don't make the assumption that they're just old and their time is getting short. Let's give them an exam, get some blood work, do whatever other diagnostics we need in order to kind of figure out what's going on with them, so that we can come up with a plan to put all the pieces of their individual situations together.
Well, a couple weeks ago we talked about the lumps and bumps that are common, and that is something that happens frequently with senior pets as well.
Yeah, very typically we see a lot more lumps and bumps that pop up in animals, and as we talked there a couple weeks ago, if we can address some of them, even some of the really nasty malignant ones, if we can address them when they're small lumps and bumps, sometimes they're much more successful outcomes, give us a lot more options moving forward than if we wait till they get big, large, intractable to where we can't do anything about them.
Yeah, so the key is to, if you have any concerns, be sure to get it checked out with your vet, because we want to make our pets' lives happier and healthier.
Yeah, these little old ones that we've cared for years, or the ones that we've recently adopted to give a good home for their last few years, can really add a lot of enjoyment to our lives, as well as we can improve their enjoyment of theirs.
Absolutely. Dr. Gratton, thank you for being with us today. And if you'd like more information about University